Welcome to Don't Quote Me on That. One day we will have an intro, but today is not that day.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Hi, I'm Eleanor,
I'm Kalina.
and welcome back to Don't Quote Me on That.
Thank God you got it right. Yes, we look a little different in that you can't see our faces, but we are here and we are happy to be here and we're happy you're here.
Yes, and it's only been a week since our last episode.
Definitely. We are not counting in human years. I will not specify what math system we are working off of.
But we're right.
And you can't tell us anything because guess what? This was recorded already. You go ahead.
Yeah, we're back after a little break. I have started my master's degree, and Kalina has also done some exciting things in our time away.
I have moved across the country once again. Not across the country, I'm sorry. I moved across several countries once again for the second time in my life.
Yeah.
And I think that's enough times.
Yeah, also I'm back in Ireland. So we're both back in Europe for now. And it took a little bit to get everything sorted. Clearly, because we don't have video, everything isn't completely sorted yet. But we're doing it, and we're having fun, and I think we both miss this a lot.
Yes, I'm very glad we're not doing video, though, because now I can drink water and do my nails without my mother yelling at me about it when she watches our episodes. So in case anyone's wondering what I'm doing, I'm painting my toes white.
Oh, I'm not even wearing pants. It's a miracle I'm sitting upright to film this.
Although I'm recording video, you're just not going to see it. And I was like, oh, I look so cute right now. And Eleanor, you all have seen Eleanor. She does great makeup, but she didn't do great makeup today, so.
I didn't do any makeup. It's not about my skills. I just chose not to.
I was trying to maintain the air of illusion. I like this, though. It reminds me of when we first started doing the radio show. That was one thing I liked about the radio show is we could just kind of roll up and say some words and leave. And There's something nice about not people not seeing you, but just it's just being our voices, you know?
It takes a little bit of the pressure off, I think, especially because for our first couple of videos, a lot of the feedback we received from our loyal audience of Kalina's mom was that we looked away too much or we moved too much. So I think this kind of takes the pressure off. So it's good for a first episode.
Yeah, part of the reason I wanted to stop doing the video is I felt like it wasn't very natural because I was sitting in one place and and not just with the feedback, if we had to cut something out, it would be so weird if one of us was jumped randomly and the other person didn't. So I was yelling at Eleanor. I was like, you need to keep your head in the same frame the entire time.
I was not good at that at all.
But no, we're back. For our first episode of when we started doing the podcast, if anyone remembers, we did Eleanor and I made quizzes about each other, and then we took them. We kind of did little intro episodes, so we figured since we've been away for a while, we were going to do BuzzFeed quizzes, because I don't think we need to know any more about each other than we know. Mm-hmm. So we did a bunch of random BuzzFeed quizzes,
Well, they're not... Some of them are BuzzFeed, and some of them are, you quiz.
But they're what female character are you? How many brain cells do you have? Just random stuff like that, just so you can get to know us better for anyone new, and for anyone that missed us, you can remember how chaotic we are.
Is this season 2? Can we just call this season 2?
We can. I mean, we didn't call the last one season 1, but we can do whatever we want.
Well, we can just go back and change it. It's our show.
Exactly, we can do whatever we want. The last one could have been season 4. Who cares?
That's true. Every episode is a new season.
Yeah.
That would be too hard to keep track of. Anyway. Yeah. So, I only saved my results and the links to the quizzes no longer work. So...
I'll call out a result and I'm going to try and find my matching one and we'll figure it out. Okay.
So this one, the result talks about the fandom, and I want to say the question was something like, what's your role in the fandom? Or something of that sort.
That sounds right. What was your result?
My result is messed up in the head. That's what you are.
Okay, I think when I was going through and saving them, we send each other our results. So when I was going through and saving them, I think the one for mine that matches yours says you're a hero actually, and what are you even doing here? But I don't. I also don't remember the context of that quiz.
Yeah, it
Maybe
was.
it was like, what kind of villain are you?
Oh yeah, no, I think that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, and then mine was I'm the hero actually. What are you even doing here? Which that's what I said. I agree. What do you think?
I Yeah, I think you're a hero, and I think I am. I think my head could use some work.
Your head could use some work. Yeah, I would think I'm a hero. I don't think I'm a villain either. To be honest, I'd preferably just not involved in any way, shape, or form in anything.
I think like if I were in a movie, I like no matter what it was, I'd be the one who died first. Like even in a rom com. No, not in a rom com, because I'd be like that first sad opening montage, and like that's a bit much.
No, no, no. In a rom com, you'd be like someone's family member died, and then they have to go move and have a life changing event.
See, but like that's too much. That's too much pressure on me.
Girl, you only have to do one thing, and then you don't have to do anything else ever again.
Actually, wait. I'd love to be like. Have you seen Degrassi?
Do I? I know you can't see me, but do I look like I've seen Degrassi?
There's this character, and she's only ever mentioned. She's never shown on screen. I think her name is Heather J. Sinclair, and so she's never shown on screen, but she's a very well established character because everybody knows her. I'd like to be that. Just like the enigma.
That's the dream for my life. Okay.
Okay.
No, yeah, we're so smart. We should have planned this better, but
The next quiz. So I don't have. Okay, so this one, it's what Scooby Doo character are you?
okay. I don't have my result for that, but I do know it.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
Yes, mine was Fred. That's if I remember correctly. I remember that my result wasn't Shaggy because I thought Eleanor and I would get Shaggy and Scooby, and then I got Fred, and I think it talked about like something about how he was organized or something like that. But I agree. I do think I'm Fred. Fred is always coming up with these really great plans. Well, I think they're like really great to him, and they just happen to work by sheer luck. Like someone's looking out for him, and also he drives the vehicle, and I like to drive.
Yeah, I think of the two of us, Kalina's definitely the one who should be allowed to drive more.
Yes, I've been in a vehicle with Eleanor. Would I do it again?
Okay, we don't have to answer that question. I got Scooby Doo, which at first it hurt my feelings a little bit, but like, yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah, sometimes I don't like the quiz results, and then you read the description. I'm like, okay, well, you didn't have to name it that, but you're right.
And I think Scooby Doo's the best character because you can't actually. The other day, I watched this YouTube video about the Scooby Doo characters, and apparently they made in that Daphne and Velma movie that they made, Scooby Doo just isn't in it. And like I don't know how you like I get it wasn't about, but like
From what I've seen of the Daphne and Velma movie, no one should have been in it.
yeah. But that's an episode for another day because we have a lot of opinions about Scooby Doo.
Yeah, which I didn't know. Also, Scooby-Doo's a great show to watch if you're trying to learn a language because the plot is the same every single time. Mm-hmm. I tried watching Tom and Jerry in another language, but Tom and Jerry don't talk a lot, so like there's not a lot of dialogue happening.
I think we've watched Scooby Doo in French and we've watched it. Is that one of the ones we watched in Irish?
Yeah.
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 Don't watch things in Irish unless you speak Irish. Just don't do that to yourself. It's not fair to you.
No, it kind of.
Even if you speak Irish, don't do it.
I mean, do it because keeping, your national language alive and staying connected to your heritage is important. But like also it's kind of confusing and my brain doesn't like it. Moving on. The next one we took is just called Why Do I Dislike You?
Oh boy, do I have... You keep going. What's your result?
I have Kalina's result. My result, So just to preface, Kalina sent this quiz, and then I took it, and then instead of giving her my result right away, I said, mine hurt my feelings. And mine was, you don't like being held accountable. And I would read the description, but it's very, very long and has many words that Kalina wouldn't let me say.
We're a
So-
family-friendly show.
Yes.
Yeah, mine hurt my feelings too, and I don't agree with it at all. It says I lack self-control, which I think is the last thing people would say about me.
I think you have too much self-control. Oh, I also am now seeing the message where Kalina says, I won't post these. Let's keep them to ourselves.
What happened was Eleanor and I had saved some of my quiz results, and then Eleanor was like, okay, well, I've saved 16, and I had like 12, so I was like, oh no, I'm missing some. I just went and downloaded every quiz result we have taken in the last like 3 months and hoped we crossed over somewhere. In my description for You Lack Self-Control, it does say... Oh, well, I didn't... The description's not too bad, because it says that the person who made the quiz is high-strung and has a problem with everyone, and that I don't, so that's what the problem is, and, like, I don't have a problem. That part's true. And I'm down to earth, and probably the person people go to for honest advice, which is true. I don't know why people do that. I don't know anything. And I will give you advice, but, like, take it with a grain of salt. I don't know anything. Oh, it's hard to ruffle your feathers. That's what it is. Which I agree with that.
That one's true.
But I wouldn't describe that as lacking self-control.
Part of mine is you probably have a Twitter account and call yourself iconic, but really you're just messy. You also probably unironically talk about the vibe and how you don't mess with bad energies. Yeah. That is true. I'm not. I just kind of... Things just kind of happen.
But I do think... Well, I don't know. I don't think you would use, like... You would say you're iconic, but, like, I can see that fitting.
I know. I have for a very long time. My pinned tweet on Twitter was, when I die, compile my tweets into a memoir called... Or compile my tweets into a book called Iconic, a Memoir. So, unfortunately, we can cut that part out.
So, taking applications.
Anyway, I'm moving on very quickly so that nobody can remember that I said that. The next one was, what overused character trope are you?
Is this the one with the picture on it?
Yes, it is.
Okay, perfect. I'll go first. Mine is, I don't like the description, but mine is ugly turned beauty queen. And the picture is that girl from The Breakfast Club, but not Molly Ringwald, the other one. And the description is, you like D&D, Audrey Hepburn, Fangoria, Harry Houdini, and croquet. You can't swim, you can't dance, and you don't know karate. Face it, you're never going to make it. Actually, definitely not going to read the last part of that. I will tell Eleanor after, but that's bad.
No, I have it up.
And it says, stop making self-deprecating jokes and go listen to Princess Nokia. I don't know who that is, but I probably should stop making self-deprecating jokes. But, to be fair, I do make them to myself when I talk to myself, which we're going to gloss right over. What's Eleanor's result?
That's just having a bad self-esteem. Mine is the trusty sidekick. It says, you're cool, the coolest of the bunch. Listen, no one likes a person with main character syndrome. And then also it says, you're a minority because that straight white author in their 30s can't educate themselves enough to accurately portray you as the main character, but wants some token diversity. I don't know what minority I am, because I'm definitely closer to being a straight white author in their 30s. But I also, mine has a picture, but I can't tell what it is. It's just some guy in striped pants. So if you know that movie, good for you.
I'm not going to say what I was thinking. Maybe you do what, if you get offended by race jokes, I think you should cut off here. Maybe you do what all great white people do, and you just took over my identity, and that's why you're a minority. What do you think?
Legally, I am not going to comment on that.
Okay. I kind of agree with them. I don't think I was ugly, and 2, I don't think I would qualify as a beauty queen.
I like I definitely think in a movie you would kind of have a big transformation, but I don't know if ugly turned beauty queen is the transformation you would have, you know? Like, I like trusty sidekick. I'm okay with being a sidekick. I think I'm your sidekick and I do a really good job at it, so
You're so good at it. I wouldn't want anyone else.
good. Is that because no one else would put up with you?
Hey, I'll have you know, I'm very hot and in demand.
Okay. The next one is your role in a period drama.
Oh yeah, I liked this one. The description was really long and I didn't read it, but it did like the title. I got the sarcastic family tutor. I'm an old soul and I feel like I've been alive for lifetimes. Both very true. I have watched the children grow up and mature, and I'm regarded more of as a parent figure than their own parents. But as much as I adore the kids, they were idiots. They always needed advice and guidance by some issue that could have been easily sorted if they had some common sense. You were honestly surprised your hair hadn't completely grayed. Speaking of, I find a new gray hair in my head, at least once a week. Should I be concerned? For reference, I just turned 22.
Well, I go to great lengths to never see my natural hair color, so I don't know.
I'm excited to go gray, so my mom said I called it upon myself, but like, it's a win because I'm excited, you know? Just wondering. When I was in high school, there was this kid who was like 18, and he was like full salt and pepper happening. And like, high school was hard, but I don't think it was that bad.
When I was in the 6th grade, we had some local high school come and do some sort of like theater performance, I think. And one girl had dyed her hair that really like silvery gray. And I felt so bad for her until like I looked a little bit closer and realized that that was a choice. Like I was like that must suck being in high school. And then I was like, oh, I think maybe I'm dumb.
Oh no, I thought that guy was really cute.
I think there are a lot of, like, my grandma has had gray hair as long as I can remember because she's a grandma. Like, she looks really good with gray hair, and, like, I kind of aspire to look that good with gray hair when I'm her age.
My dad, I don't know, I think for most of what I can remember, he's been salt and peppery. And now he's more salt than pepper. But my mom started growing gray when I was a little older, and she always used to, sorry to expose you, Mom. She used to color her hair, and then I convinced her to stop doing it for a while. And I thought it looked really good, so I was like, oh, and like she's got like, you know, she's not like a white gray, it's like a silvery. And I thought that looked nice. I was like, that's gonna look so sick when I go gray. But now she colors it again because she said we had her walking around looking old and that we didn't love her or something. So I think maybe I've transferred the gray hair from her head to my head. I think that's what happened.
That works. I think she'd appreciate that.
I do. Yeah, I think so.
Speaking of being old, my result was the Manor Ghost.
Oh yeah.
And it says I can't remember how long I've been here. I'm not even sure if I'm real anymore. I can't remember my own life as well as I remember others. And that I'm lonely. And we're just going to move on right quick from that and not discuss it because therapy is not free.
when you go to Kalina Anderson therapy session. I think actually that was an alternate title for our podcast.
Yeah, it was. Now
one time I said to Eleanor, sorry, real quick. One time I said to Eleanor, I was like, we were talking about something. I don't remember what. And then I said, but I won't mention that to my therapist. And Eleanor said, I don't know if it's concerning that you have things you won't mention to your therapist before you have an actual therapist. And I said, we don't have time to unpack all that. What's the next quiz?
The next quiz is what, I believe it was what famous woman are you from literature? I'm going to assume that's what it was from or maybe what famous heroine?
Yeah, I think it was like female character or something because I was on I don't want to spoil the result. I'll let Eleanor give her result and then I'll tell why.
Okay. I got Susan from the Chronicles of Narnia, and I have never seen or read the Chronicles of Narnia. But I did think she was really cute when I Googled her. So, well, I know I have seen one movie, but I don't remember anything from it. like at all. So
Well, Eleanor, Eleanor, that's just a
No.
running theme. That's just the baseline for you.
yeah.
Well, what happened was I was on a bit of a Narnia kick because every once in a while, like I'll see a post about how they grew up in Narnia and then had to come back to London and be kids again, and that always makes me kind of sad. Just that idea of like these are people with like lives, and imagine like being 28 or something, then all of a sudden you got to go back to being 10 in the blink of an eye, and not
I
just
think
10.
some
You gotta be
people
10
would
in a
really
different
like
world.
that.
I'm sure some people would really like that, but like you're 28, you're a king or queen of a whole country. Everyone loves and adores you. You grew up with your siblings, and now we got to go back to a war-torn country and be parented. I don't like being parented now.
No, you do
You know?
not.
I do not care for it. But anyway, I found that quiz, so I was like, I wanted to get Susan, so I took the quiz, and then I didn't get Susan. But I got, I like my result. I got Violet Baudelaire from A Series of Unfortunate Events, which I did read all of those.
Me too.
And it says, people value you. Eleanor read some.
I've read all of A Series of Unfortunate Events. I've seen the movie with Jim Carrey, and I've seen the Netflix one with Neil Patrick Harris, and I have
Patrick
a
Harris.
lot of opinions about it. But yes, go on.
That's another episode. It says, people value you for your practical nature, but there's more to you than that. You are kind and capable of great empathy. That second sentence, wrong. You thrive when you are given the opportunity to prove your wits and resourcefulness. Your resilience in the face of adversity makes you a special person indeed. I would like to backtrack. I don't think I'm not kind, but I'm not kind, but I'm not kind, if that makes sense. And I'm definitely not empathetic.
Yeah, no.
That is not, one time we were doing a project in class and we're talking about like, there's this thing like your character strengths and there's 24 of them. And my, one of my weaker ones is love. Like bottom 3. And we were talking about how you shouldn't call them weaknesses. You should call them like weaker strengths instead, which didn't make me feel any better.
No.
But, I had to like say to my classmates because we were doing group work, I was like, I'm not what people would call warm and fuzzy, and no one objected.
No, I don't
They were
think
all just
anybody
like,
would.
mm-hmm.
I did have a crush on Violet Baudelaire when I was a kid. So
I was a little in love with Susan Pensieve, so that's good.
that works.
Let's not unpack that. Next quiz.
Okay, this one I picked out, which you can tell from. You can definitely, because Kalina's are like, here are questions that are serious and answers that are based in like tangible things. This quiz is, here is your government assigned gender identity based on things I think about a lot. So
is this the one with the weird result? Because I can never remember what the quiz was about.
yes,
Okay, I got
probably.
it.
So I got Manic Panic Purple Haze, which is a hair dye. And it says, you can't just call mental illness chaotic energy and avoid going to therapy. And unfortunately, I agree.
You're gonna keep doing it, but okay. I think if I have the right quiz, mine is I'm Spotify's Lion Shuffle algorithm. It says, I do like this. It says, I don't understand you. Unfortunately, I don't need to. I would recommend you drink some potable water.
Potable.
Yeah, I was like, potable doesn't sound right.
No.
Potable. Yeah, water. I drink some water and perhaps spend some time looking at a plant. I don't want people to understand me. I'm very glad when they don't. And I do think looking at a plant would make me feel better. I got a plant for my birthday and I was ridiculously glad.
Well, look at it.
I also got a teacup.
I liked those.
Wait,
that
can
one was
can
really
we
fun.
No, I like that. I don't like look at the names of the quizzes too often because usually I'm the one picking them. So like, and by the result you can tell. So when I was taking this quiz, I forgot what it was about, and then I got my result, and it took me a really long time to like put 2 and 2 together. I was like, what does it have to do with anything? What does this mean? This doesn't make any sense. Which it was the gist of my answer. I don't make any sense. I'm confusing.
That's fair. Which one did you want to do next?
The other one you picked because I think it's very much up your alley. It's it's like what cow pillow pet are you?
That
or
is
something
the
like
exact name of the title.
Yeah.
I made everybody I know take this one, even though it wasn't that great of a quiz, but I loved it. And
Listen, I was half convinced you made the quiz.
a fun fact about me is I have every cow pillow pet that's ever been released. Well, I have all the regular sized one. I don't have any of the jumbo ones because those are like $80 and I'm not that insane. But they do have, I have two of the blueberry ones. I have the pink one, I have the chocolate one, and I have a regular one. And they're coming out with a mystery one, but they haven't said what it is yet. And I'm on the wait list for that. I'm
That's
very,
the
very
mystery.
excited. What? What?
So that's the mystery.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Kalina. You're very helpful. Yeah, you know what? We're just gonna move on. So I got Chocolate Cow, and it says, "You are completely unhinged, just off the rails. You would probably vandalize random Wikipedia articles for fun. You are a criminal in 72 countries, but they will never find you." Which I appreciate.
I wanted that to be my result. But I think my result's fairly accurate. I got that I was a regular pillow pet, and not cow pillow pet. And I was a little sad, but it says, "You never know what's going on, and you somehow ended up in a friend group of mentally unstable felons, and you're concerned for their health and safety." And I do get called the mom friend a lot, but like, I don't, back to my not warm and fuzzy, I'm not like the mom friend in the sense that I'll have gum and water for you. I'm just in the mom friend in the sense that I will keep you from getting murdered, but I will come along on your ridiculous and unsafe adventure.
You're also...
Actually, it's probably my idea. I'll just make sure you don't die.
You're also the mom friend in the sense that you always have like painkillers on you, and sometimes you can tell people when they're having a cold if the person has never had a cold before and doesn't know what to do. I not speaking from experience.
And then the person will tell you, "No, I don't get sick," and then you say, "Okay, well, I'm not giving you any more drugs if you don't admit it."
Yeah. One time
This is entirely hypothetical.
I had to text Kalina and ask her if it was normal to have a sore throat for 7 days, to which I can't say for sure this happened because I was kind of delirious from pain at this point and fever, but I'm pretty sure from Kalina's room I heard her scream in frustration.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I didn't answer that text message. I might have just showed up in the room.
Yeah.
I also, back to the first line, which is, "You never know what's going on." I know what's happening. I just don't ask questions. And my mom came to visit me recently, and we got in most of our I wouldn't say arguments. Most of our tiffs were about the fact that she kept asking me questions, and I kept saying, "I don't know." And then she's like, "You live here, you should know these things." And I said, "Well, I know where the grocery store is, and I know what bus I have to take to get home, so..."
Yeah, look, my mom does the same thing, and it's like, I don't know what questions she thinks I need to be asking, but they're definitely not questions that would ever pop up into my head.
Yeah, like, when she says it, I'm like, oh, that like, I'm like, okay, I can kind of see why she wants to know that, but like, and then also like, "Oh, you never go visit anything. You need to, you live in a city." I was like, I never did anything in Florida. I didn't do it like a single touristy thing in Florida. If Eleanor came to visit me, I had to Google things in Fort Lauderdale to do with her.
I'm so glad we did the same thing.
Because I don't know what's in Fort Lauderdale because I live there.
When Kalina came to visit me, my plan was, I like this restaurant, and I like this restaurant, and Kalina likes nature. And then I just kind of went from there.
Yeah, like, all of the things I could think of was like, oh, there's this grilled cheese place I really like to go to. I got to take Eleanor to the grilled cheese place.
And that was the best time. I think we went there 3 times, and I was only there for like 4 days.
Apparently apparently there's an escape room in Fort Lauderdale. 10 out of 10 would recommend. But I didn't know that before Eleanor came.
No, and we did not escape it.
We didn't escape it because your man kept telling us we were doing something wrong, and it turns out he can't count. So we spent like half an hour on the first puzzle.
Yeah. Okay, we need to move on because
Next quiz.
Which one do you want to do next?
Can we do which horror villain are you? Do you have that one?
Which horror villain? Yes.
Okay, well, I don't have the description up because I deleted this result because I didn't like the answer. But I got Hannibal Lecter, which I've never seen Hannibal. All I know is that he, spoiler alert, He eats people. And also, my mom will never watch Silence of the Lambs again.
I got this guy from a movie that I've also never seen. I got Jack Torrance from The Shining. And
Oh, he's the one that says, "Here's Johnny," and then I think he throws it. He's like, he takes an axe and then he goes, "Cha!" into the door. And I think a little kid rides around on a bike at some point in time in that movie.
okay.
Did you know we went to we got media degrees?
Yeah, we both officially
Both of
have
us.
honors degrees in media, including like more than a year of film studies.
Yeah, never seen The Shining. Probably not going to.
No, I don't watch horror movies. I do not like them.
I watched a couple. Oh, well, so the reason I picked this quiz is because I was like, oh, we're going to record just in time for Halloween. Please don't ask me what month it is right now, but I will give you a hint. It is after the month
It's
of
still
Halloween.
very close to Halloween.
Yeah, but like we took this quiz on October 10th.
That's not my point. My point is it is still very close to Halloween.
At 11:06 p.m.
I would still call this Halloween times.
But I watched 2 horror movies yesterday, and both of them I left with more questions than when I started, which I think is bad. One had the girl who played Alice in Twilight, so that was a saving grace there.
But like, to be fair, weren't you watching them in a different language? Like that, you got to give yourself
That's
some.
That's not why I had more.
I know,
questions.
but you could.
I know I was watching them in English.
Oh, well, you didn't have to. You didn't have to say that.
The subtitles were in Czech, but like I understand English. I understand English.
Do you?
Enough? No. Right now I'm not sure, because right now around me I hear like two other languages, and they're not the 2 that I know. So I'm just kind of confused all the time. That's another reason I don't know anything.
Yeah, I feel like that you've got things working against you. Everybody speaks English around me. I just don't know what's going on. Like, at this point, I'm not convinced I know who lives with me. It's like people will just be in my kitchen, and I'm like, okay.
Oh, have you been here the whole time?
Yeah.
All right, next quiz.
We are doing answer some questions, and I'll tell you how your friends see you.
Oh, I liked this result. It confused me, but I liked it.
I got that I'm the parent friend. And all my friends come to me when they get hurt or have relationship troubles or need advice or want a safe place to hang out. And everyone always comes to my houses for sleepovers because my house smells like heaven and you make the best snacks. Which I don't think I'm the parent friend at all. Like, I don't like when people are in my house.
Funny. Okay. I will read to you I got the parent friend too. So I will read the part that I think applies to me, and then I will read the part I think applies to Eleanor, okay? The parent friend, that's me. Everything else, Eleanor. I don't want people to come to my house. I might make you snacks if you come over. I'll come to your house and I'll bring snacks and we can hang out. I just don't like people in my space. I did have those little dinosaur band-aids, but that wasn't for other people. That was just because I really liked dinosaur band-aids, and then if you happen to need one, I might give it to you. But I just thought they were cute.
Yeah, I have a lot of shark band-aids, but like I don't share them. I don't think only children.
People do come to me.
Oh, I don't think only children can be the parent friend.
That's fair. I do like I do like the last line. It says, "Everyone really appreciates you. I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have someone like you in my life." I would agree with that about Eleanor. Don't look at me, Eleanor. But people do come to me for relationship troubles or if they need advice. Again, do not know why. I have not set myself up for this.
Yeah, my relationship
role.
advice is always, you should dump them. It's like
Oh yeah, I saw this TikTok that was like, My friend stopped coming to me for advice because my answer was the same. If it's about a job, quit. If it's about a relationship, break up with him. I was manifesting my friend breaking up with her boyfriend for like a good 6 months before she finally did it, and I was working real hard on that one.
Oh, no.
Hopefully she
One of
doesn't
my
watch this, but I
friends
was
the
working
other
real
day
hard.
was like, I just heard from my ex, and I'm like, you should move.
Oh yeah, anytime one of my friends talks about, I have a friend tells me about her ex all the time, and every time I'm like, and you didn't block her? Just block her.
Yeah.
It's very easy. She can't text you if you block her.
Exactly. And like,
I'll be nice about your partner the first 3 times.
yeah,
Three is my magic number. After 3,
I'll be nice the first couple of times, or I'll be nice when I think it's your fault, but don't want to tell you that. But like, other than that, just you're 21. You've been together for 3 months.
Every time you keep telling me the same problem. Yeah, especially if every time you come to me and you're like, he did the same thing he did the last 2 times I came. I'm like, gonna be like, well, I don't think that's gonna get any better.
If you were like, I told him it hurt my feelings, and now he's doing it again. Okay, leave him.
I think if you take this quiz result, it does make sense for Eleanor and I as like a unit. I think we work well together and we cover each other's.
We're each half of a parent
gaps
friend.
in our parentness. Yes. Well, that's what, like, isn't that why you get married and have kids? So you know, there's 2 of you. So one of us is just one parent and one of us is the other parent.
I don't know.
And together we make a unit.
I don't think parents need kids.
I don't think parents need to. I don't think anyone. Well, actually, you know what? I have a lot of thoughts about having children. I don't have time to get into that.
Are we
Moving
moving on? Okay.
I might make some people mad.
We're moving on to how many brain cells do you have?
I didn't like this one.
I didn't like this one either.
Hurt my feelings.
But actually, I kind of like this one. Anyway, I got
Go
one
first,
brain
I think
cell.
yours was nicer.
You're probably good at school, but you don't actually process any of it. That's true. People look up to you, but are a little intimidated by you because you have an RBF, which I don't think is true. I'm skipping this next sentence because I don't want to read it. I have no idea if the things you say are serious or joking or sarcasm, and you could probably punch me and I'd thank you. I very much like that. I think that's how I want to be seen. And then you're torn between being goth and being pastel. I don't think that one's true. I think I just wear a lot of black, but I wouldn't call myself goth. I feel like that's too far.
No, but like for reference, Eleanor's hair is neon green and pink right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Her outfit's probably gonna be black on black. So like, I can
My
see
top
where they're
is
coming
navy
from, you know what I mean?
blue. Thank you. I am stepping out into colors.
I said your outfit is probably going to be. Excuse you.
Well, you're wrong.
When you leave
so
the house later.
I'm leaving the house. Who said I'm leaving the house? Actually, I do have to go do
You have to
laundry, so I
leave at some
have
point in
black
time.
shirts to wear again. Because right now I'm down to a gray shirt and a green shirt, and I can't do that.
My result was I have -3 brain cells. And I think there's a part in here Eleanor's really gonna agree with. But it says, I don't know how you're still alive, but it's either because of pure luck, you were sheltered as a child, or because you're a himbo and the lesbians adopted you. I'm sorry I don't make the rules. You're really funny, but sometimes come off as mean. You're either buff or you hate all exercise. There's no in between. You probably still quote vines, and your music taste is really good.
Yes. Which part would I agree with? Because
taking
I
bets
agree
on-
with all of it.
I thought you'd like the I'm a himbo and the lesbians adopted
Yes.
me.
100%.
Yeah, I don't think I was sheltered as a child. I do think I'm a little lucky.
I don't
But,
think
and I
you
am,
were
I do think I'm
sheltered as a
buff.
child, but like I do think your parents loved you a little bit more than other parents loved their kids.
Yeah, and then I just didn't, like, I don't think I was sheltered on their part necessarily. It was, I didn't do anything. Like, I'm sure if I tried to do things, they would have had rules, but, like, I just didn't do anything. I read a lot of books.
Yeah, I didn't have a friend over until I was 16.
I've never had a friend
That's
over.
not true. I went to your house once.
My brother had a sleepover. Eleanor, we were grown adults, okay? At that point, I think
it
that
still
was,
counts.
that doesn't count.
I want to count it. That was my first sleepover that lasted more than a
Like,
day.
if my mom was like,
At that point, it was just a vacation.
that was my first sleepover. I think if I was like, Mom, can Eleanor come over? And she said no, I'd be like, okay, well, she's on the way, so I don't.
Yeah, I'm going to the airport,
I don't
so.
know you. Hopefully there's room for...
Actually, the first time
Yeah.
I
No,
had somebody
I know.
sleep over at my house, it was literally just because we had to leave at like 4 a.m. the next day for something.
Yeah, meanwhile, my brother has had about, I want to say 2 sleepovers probably at the ripe age of 16. I don't know if it's a boy or like he's last or like what. Because between the two of us, no offense to you, Cordelia, I think I'm more trustworthy. No offense, but like a little offense.
I don't think I can comment on that. I think maybe do you want to move on? Because your mom listens to these and like,
Yes.
I
I got some of her shoulders. We've had this conversation. It's not the first time, won't be the last. Moving on.
This one, just give me 1 second. It's which white food are you? And Kalina and I got the same exact answer, which is shocking.
Doesn't make
Not
any
even
sense.
a little bit. So would you like to share it, Kalina?
I'll read it for Eleanor's sake. We got rice, and then in parentheses, you're not white. Congrats, I love you. And for one of us, very accurate. 10 out of 10, spot on, you know?
Mm-hmm.
For the other one, got some questions.
Yeah, and like I answered a lot of questions about One Direction, and I'm not saying liking One Direction is a white trait, but like definitely.
And I definitely didn't answer any questions about One Direction. I
Yeah,
did
just
a long
like
time ago, so I don't know what.
Based on the
questions were,
questions, I don't think Kalina and I should have gotten the same answer.
Yeah,
But
I definitely should have gotten.
well,
the
yeah,
answer. That I can tell you. I
definitely
should've
spot
gotten
on for
the
you.
I don't have much to say
No.
about that. It just says congrats, I love you.
How easy would you be to kill?
I did not like my result for this one. I got barely puts up a fight, which if anyone knows me, I'm like always looking for an excuse to pick a fight with someone. Unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to pick a physical fight, but like I'm working on it, you know? That's why I play water polo. I got kicked in the face. We had a game, and this girl kicked me in the face and then acted like she was crying, and I was like, what? If your foot is in my face, can you please tell me what I could have possibly done to you that you're crying? Anyway, girls be tripping.
Yes.
But, yeah, I got barely puts up a fight. I'm just not prepared to get murdered, which, you know, is completely understandable. I would agree with that. But that's not because I'm not prepared. It's just I don't think anyone would try to or could murder me. But unfortunately, that means I'm going to die, which I guess I can see that argument.
I think everybody dies. Anyway, actually, you know what? I say that.
I just don't think anyone would try it.
And then my result is not hard to kill, but you'll come back from the dead at least once. And that's...
Eleanor came back from the dead once already.
That is true. I have been that, yes.
It's every time she doesn't answer me for like we lived together, and then I could go 3 days without seeing Eleanor.
Yeah,
And every time I was a little worried she was dead.
sometimes I just don't. Sometimes you gotta, like, you know how when you make a recipe and it's like, leave in fridge for 18 hours? Sometimes that's what I have to do.
I would never make a recipe that involved leaving something in the fridge. I'd forget about it.
I'm so bad at that.
Yeah, the first few times it happened, I was like checking on you, and then after a while, I was like, she'll show up eventually. If it had been 3 days, I'd get worried, but like 2 days, fine, whatever.
Yeah. Like, usually I just go down some wormhole online and then sleep for 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Which...
And then everyone's like, "Where's Eleanor?" And I'm like, "Dude, I don't know. I can only I'm here. Is that not enough?"
I think part of it is you only talked when I was there for a while, like in meetings and stuff.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I'm not the chattiest of
No, and like neither
people.
am I. But of the two of us, I'm very chatty, which I feel like is kind of concerning.
Hmm.
I think those are all the quizzes I have.
Oh, I have one more, but I don't know what the. I think it's like what is being friends with you like?
Oh, yes, yes. What is it like being your friend? I lied. I have one more.
Yes. Okay. For that one, what it's like being your friend, I got it's like a fifth birthday party. I think it gets less accurate as we go through. It says, "You're a joy to be around. Everything good about the way birthday parties happen, especially when you're young, is embodied by you. The happiness of kicking balloons around aimlessly, putting all these cool clothes your parents bought, all your friends at the table while you blow out the candles on your cake. That's you. You are loved, you are special, and you're a good friend." I have never had a birthday party, and I do not think I have ever been to a birthday party unless you count me and Eleanor going to dinner on her birthday. And I was an adult by
I
that time.
I agree with
Lost the
yours.
magic.
We're not going to think any more about that, but I agree with yours. Mine is it's the smell of fresh cookies, and it's a very long description, so buckle up. So when I was 12, this lady who I called my aunt taught me how to make cookies, and there was this thing that she did where she told me to put extra chocolate chips on every cookie and then told me to tell no one. But I remember I felt so special in that moment with yummy smelling kitchen with flour on my clothes. That's what being your friend is like. It's that kitchen with a family figure you love and admire. Don't let people walk all over you. Your kindness is more than appreciated by the people who actually
I
care. Kalina, I had two more words. I'm done.
You're cutting out. I don't know what you're saying to me. I lost Eleanor for a little bit, but I did hear the bit about the chocolate chips on the cookies, and I would say that being friends with Eleanor was an unexpected
Was?
surprise, a good unexpected surprise.
Are you breaking up with me?
What? Huh?
You said being my friend was an unexpected. Okay, all right, never mind. We're good.
Today, Eleanor learns about the past tense.
I'm gonna forget again. Speaking of, this has actually like nothing to do with anything. I was in school the other day,
None.
college school, and my teacher taught us about speed reading, and like I don't like speed. I don't know how you're not that. I don't know how you get into a master's course without knowing what speed reading is, or like knowing that speed reading is important. Like maybe that's just me being mean. Like, come on.
Every. It's not gonna sound nice, but every day in my master's course, I am when we still had classes, I was just amazed that some people like make it that far, and not because like they're dumb or anything, but it's like things, and I'm sure like it happens to me too, but things like I would find very basic or self-explanatory, they didn't. And then sometimes I'm struggling with things they seem to find easy, but it's like all of you are in the same level of education, but your background's just so different. You're always like, how did this other person, like, how did you get here?
Yeah, like everybody in my course is really smart, but like it's very obvious that we came from different backgrounds, which I think there's like 3 different countries, like people came from 3 different countries in my course, so like fair enough, we're gonna be different. But sometimes I don't know, maybe I'm just an elitist.
Obviously,
yeah, that's true.
That's a given. That
Yes,
is all
it
our
is.
quizzes, though. I hope you enjoyed us rambling. Listen, without the video, like it was already like this, but without the video, it's more like us just FaceTiming each other or being in a room together. Because this is what we do. We send each other quizzes. But I hope you learned a little bit about us, and we'll be back with more what's the word I'm looking for? Like content that gets you actually signed up for.
Yes.
Media content. But we're back. We had a good hiatus. Thank you for tuning in. You can follow us on social media, which I'll have Eleanor say because I don't remember any of them.
We are on Instagram at Don't Quote Us on That, and we are on Twitter at Don't Quote 27, I think. And we're also on whatever platform you're watching this, and Apple Music and Spotify and YouTube. We're on TikTok. I don't remember what our TikTok name is.
Don't quote us on that. I think
we're very funny on that.
We post some quality.
And content. By we, I mean Kalina does it, and then sometimes I remember it exists.
Well, we already got your post for the next 3 months. Eleanor posts on there like once every 3 months, and she posted it
that's
a week
true.
ago, so we're not gonna see her till next year.
Well, maybe because.
But
I am going to be flying home, so maybe I'll actually do that travel video that I said I would do. That was my idea.
I was watching that.
Yeah.
Eleanor had a theory that we pack very differently because I pack when I found out I'm going on a trip. Eleanor packs when she's leaving for the said trip. Okay. And so when I was traveling back to Europe, I did a little video. It's Eleanor's idea, okay? I did a little video about like me packing and going to the airport and getting here. And in the caption, I was like, Eleanor's theory was we pack very different, we travel very differently. So stay tuned for her version because Eleanor was supposed to be going to Ireland like tops a month later, okay? It has now been, Eleanor, how long have you been in Ireland?
In my defense, I had to go to the doctor a lot in the days leading up to leaving, so I was a little preoccupied.
You could have recorded your doctor's visit. Hello, this is me preparing to leave at the doctor. I'm not saying it's a good idea, but also it's something.
Anyway, I might actually do that this time. Actually, I had a dream that I went to the airport to get my flight. Because right now I'm going Dublin, London, Chicago, back home, which like is a lot, but it's fine. I had a dream that my ticket was like Dublin to London, and then I went to like Athens and Frankfurt, and then I went to Philadelphia, and then from Philadelphia I went to Alberta, and like. That's a nightmare.
At that point, just don't go home.
Oh my God, I was looking at...
My rule... I can't hear Eleanor. Oh, there you are.
Oh, no, what's your rule? Because I think we have similar rules. Because for me, it's like...
Oh, my rule is if I have to get on more than 3
Yeah, I'll do 2 layovers maximum, and I won't do any layovers over 6 hours.
Yeah, my rule was 2, and then when I came here, it was 3. So I feel like I can't be too fussy, but it can't be like be like 3 really long flights. Also, you know, like I had a flight that was like an hour and a half, and then a flight that was 8 hours, and then a flight that was 2 hours.
Or like I'd be willing to do. I'd do 4 stops if it was a couple really short, like hour plane ride, hour layover. Like I think that's fine. That's more, you know, that's just putting the. I don't know. That one's more fun because just woo.
Yeah, and I won't do a layover longer
some of
than
these
like 5
are
hours.
like
I'm a little bit flexible on it.
Some of these layovers are 18 hours, and like it's not even.
Yeah, when my mom came to visit, we were like looking at flights, and the flights here were fine, but all the flights going back were like 33 hours because she had like a 15-hour layover someplace for God knows what reason. I'm like, why does it take so long to get back? When she's going the same path.
Like for me, I was looking at flights to go home for Christmas, and it was like for, you know, €600, you could have an 18-hour layover, but then for, you know, 610, it's a 5-hour layover. And like, I feel like they should at least be a price break if you're gonna have to sit in an airport for a full calendar day. But you know.
Yeah. Like, I want to go to Australia, but I'm going to have to... If I went any place that required more than 3 planes or had really long layovers, I'd have to, like, stay in some place halfway through for a little bit.
I know my mom went to Manila for work, and she went from, like, Phoenix to Los Angeles, and then, like, Los Angeles to Japan, and then Japan. And I was like, dude, that's... At that point, just stay home.
Oh yeah, I don't know how you do that London to America flight because the first time we went to Ireland, we did London. I did Fort Lauderdale to London. I thought I was gonna die.
It's definitely a lot, but I just take basically what I do is right before I start eating my first meal, I take 2 melatonin. And then by the time the meal is done, I'm asleep, and usually I wake up when the second meal comes. So it feels like a 5 hour flight. You just have to be strategic with your drugs.
That's smart. Also, going there like Fort Lauderdale to London is, and then London to Dublin is like London to Ireland's like an hour. So like going there is fine, but coming home like Ireland to London hour, and then let me sit on a plane for like 11 hours to get to Florida, not worth it. Like I'll take an extra stop just to save the just to not
No,
sit on.
and
I
like
can't sit for that long.
here it's so much worse because we lived like 3 hours from Dublin. So we had to take a bus. We had to take a 2 hour bus, and then usually we had to sit in the airport for at least 3 hours and then sit on the plane. And so like it's a lot. I hate flying.
But don't mind us and our first world problems.
It's so
World
difficult.
travelers over here. If you definitely travel, go live a little, but like just like try and know your limits before you go, because like sometimes people don't know, and they're like, yeah, I can definitely sit on a plane for
No.
12 hours
And
then
like
you die.
especially if you're like
It's
me
not
and you
good for your
hate
body.
airplane bathrooms, like you have to be really smart. Like I should be
Yeah.
drinking water on planes, but I don't because I'm terrified of going into an airplane bathroom.
I don't believe in public restrooms just on principle. If anyone's ever met me, they will know that. So like me and
Well, like
airport bathrooms.
the airport I'll do.
I like-
The airport
I don't
I will
drink
do,
water
but
and,
it's
like-
something about like it's not ideal, but
Yeah, I don't do airplane bathrooms.
sometimes you have to.
Yeah, airport bathrooms only. The problem is when you sit on the plane for 8 hours. And the last time you used the bathroom was like 2
Yeah,
hours probably
that's part of the
before you
reason
got
I
on
have to have
plane,
kind of a
and
long
then
layover because
not good.
you know. I think that's a good place to cut it, actually.
Anyway, this has been Kalina and Eleanor, and
Yes, it has.
Don't quote me on that.
We're back and
and
better
we
than
will be
ever.
back next week, maybe. Don't hold your breath. Thank you. Thanks for listening. Don't quote me on that. One day we'll have an outro, but it's not today.